Hello, today is the 9th of October 2024. Okay, I have quite a lot to say, I think. And yeah, I'm just gonna have to start because I'm gonna get too overwhelmed if I think about everything. So basically, I had one very challenging day a couple days ago, and it basically all started when I thought about an evening before where me, my sister Amy, and my friend Mario, we were out in a town and there was like music playing, there was like just some food in the town square and stuff. And we just spent a couple hours there and just talked and just, had a nice laugh and a nice time. But I felt like Amy and I were so boring compared to like his other friends that he must be used to, because in between there was like a lot of silence where no one talked, and we, like Amy and I, don't drink, we don't like go up out of our chair and just dance like most people would, or his friends probably do. We're not like super extroverted and stuff. So at some point I was like, oh my god, this is probably so boring for him. Like, we're probably really boring compared to his other friends. And I even said that, like, we must be so boring compared to your other friends. And he was like, no, it's all good. Like, if I thought you were boring and I didn't want to meet up with you, then I wouldn't be here right now. So that was nice, and after that, I didn't think much else of it. But in the morning, I basically woke up and him and I texted again because he told me that we should check in on each other in the morning to see if we wanted to go to the beach. And he basically said that morning then that he was just too tired to go to the beach. But my thoughts were like, he probably doesn't want to spend another day with me because I'm so boring. Like, there's nothing like interesting about me, or like, why would anyone want to spend another like day with me? So I again felt like I was really just so boring, and just like, I was like, why would he choose to like hang out with me from everyone that he could choose from? Or like why would anything ever evolve between us when he knows so many other people? Like, as if I have a chance, like as if he would ever choose me above anyone else that he knows. Like, and I was just like, I'm just so like boring, and it's not that I would change myself just to fit in. Like, it's not like I'm gonna go out partying now or get drunk just because I don't want to be boring. No, the problem is inside myself, my own thoughts about myself that need to be fixed and that need to be changed. And as soon as I work on that and accept like it's fine to be boring, it doesn't mean that you're not interesting. It's like, as soon as I fix my inner self-talk, which always pulls me down and makes me weak and makes me feel like I'm absolutely not good enough, as soon as I fix that and work on that, it won't matter who thinks of me as boring or who wants to be friends with me or who not, because I know what I'm worth. I know who I am, and I love myself, and therefore I know that anyone who really gets to know me will just know me for me and accept me for me, and whoever can't do that is just not the right person for me. Why would I want to hang out with people who don't accept me for me? Like, why would I do that to myself? So anyway, my self-talk was really bad though, and I really, really like Mario. Like, he's so lovely, he's such a nice person. I love being around him, I love talking to him. We talk basically every day, like text over WhatsApp every single day. I just feel like I can be completely myself around him, which I've never felt this intensely around anyone. Like, as if there's no pressure to be any way, to be anyone. It's like just so free and so relaxed. So I really like him, and I really want I really hope for something to evolve out of this. If it's just like a super, super great friendship where we're so close and we just can talk about anything with each other, I'd absolutely love that. But of course, my mind even hopes for more than that. And that's why I was also like noticing how I'm thinking about him a lot at the moment. And I am kind of prioritizing him a lot in my mind as well. So I'm thinking about him more than I'm thinking of myself and what I need. And I was immediately like noticing, oh, that's not good, because that's always what I have been afraid of. If I met anyone, that I would prioritize them and lose sight of myself. And I knew it wasn't good to prioritize anyone else so much, because if you lose them, you're back to just living with yourself. And if you want to be with someone just to cover up your pain, as soon as you lose them or they go away or nothing actually happens between you that you wished for, then you're back to your pain again. And the pain is underlying everything, but you just cover it up with the nice feeling of like having someone. So I never wanted to make someone else more a priority than myself, and I never wanted to use anyone else to cover up any sort of pain that I have, because I know the pain will always be there anyway, and as soon as I lose them, the pain will be smacked into my face, basically. So I immediately then like kind of beat myself up, and I was like, I'm breaking my own promise, like that I'd always take care of myself and my own emotions and my pain. I wouldn't use anyone to like cover up that pain or to distract myself from it. And I was immediately like, oh, this is not good that I'm thinking about him so much. Like, maybe nothing will happen between us. Like, he doesn't like me as much as I like him. Like, I'm very sure, like pretty sure of that. Of course, I can't know that to 100%, but I'm pretty sure he doesn't like me as much as I like him. I know 100% that there's a chance for things to evolve and to grow, but at the same time, right now, it's not that far yet. And I was like, I'm so stupid, like why would I ever do that? Like, I knew this wasn't good. Like, Leona, you should stop thinking about him so much. You should make yourself the priority again. Like, focus on your problem and your pain and try to like heal that, because no one else can solve it. They can cover it up for a while until it comes like peeking through again, but they can't solve it. They can't get rid of it for you. So anyway, there was those thoughts beating me up as well. And honestly, my thoughts were really pulling me down so much, being like, as if I had a chance with him, like me, out of everyone. Like, what was I thinking? Like, how stupid of me. Like, I was really extremely beating myself up and extremely pulling me down, like I'm not worthy whatsoever. And I know where this is all coming from. Like, it's not a surprise for me. I know my self-talk is like that, and I know what childhood trauma it's coming from and where I believed that I wasn't worthy and stuff like that. And that's what I'm working on with the Thrive program with my coach, who's helping me through it. And I had a call with her a couple of days ago, and she's so lovely, she's so funny, and I immediately felt like we had been friends for so many years already. It was such a weird feeling, but it was so lovely, and I felt very safe with her. I loved talking to her and going through it with her. I learned a lot already from that session, and it's not necessarily that I learned a lot of new things, but kind of like I reinforced the things I already knew but kind of lost sight of. Yeah, now what we're trying to get to obviously is that I find enough proof that all the positive things and positivity is real and whatever, and that therefore as soon as I have more proof that positivity is real instead of negativity, then I can never lose that. I can never lose sight of that. This is just a roundup. We never used words like positivity and negativity, but you can fit anything into those slots. And yeah, she knows or she can see that I'm extremely hard on myself. I beat myself up so much. I put such high standards on myself. And something I realized then, like a day later or something, is like what if I didn't put up any like standards? And my standards are almost like unreachable. Like they're insanely perfectionist type standards, and I just can never be perfect. Like I'm always going to make mistakes. So if I wouldn't set myself such high standards, it wouldn't feel like I'm failing the whole time. It feels to me like I'm a total failure. I'm failing the whole time. I'm doing everything wrong because I'm not reaching those high standards that I put up for myself, which are almost like impossible to reach. And even if it weren't high standards, like just small standards that you put up for yourself and you don't reach it, like you immediately feel like you failed at something, like you did something wrong or you aren't good enough. And imagine like not putting that standard up, just trying your best without saying, oh, this is the best. Just trying your best, or like not trying your best, like whatever, just going through your day, trying to live the happiest life that you can. You wouldn't feel like a failure. Does that make sense? Like I noticed that I constantly feel like a failure, and the reason for that is because I am putting up certain standards for myself. I want to reach certain perfectionism goals that are just impossible. Like, and I'm like, what if I drop all of that, drop all the standards? I wouldn't feel like a failure. I would know that I'm trying my best and I'm doing my best all the time and I'm not giving up. But if I don't reach it, it's not like, oh, you're a full-on failure. Like it's all your fault. You could have tried better. You should have done better. So yeah, that was a very interesting thought. And yesterday also, before I went to work, I was just like a bit nervous and scared again. My thoughts were very unstable, I would say. I knew that my thoughts were easily shakeable, let me say, and I emotionally didn't feel very stable. So I was like, okay, I could shake very easily and feel like I don't have any energy left and I'm drained and I just need to go home. But before I went to work, I again worked on the Thrive program a lot. I read through what I had to do. I watched videos, blah, blah, blah. And then I stood outside on the balcony, looked over like the view of the mountains that we have. And then my thoughts kind of like shifted a bit and kind of like went away, as if there was like more space in my mind suddenly. And then I could feel the potential of looking over these mountains with pure joy, like my eyes just not having like any filters over them. So not like filters of anger, for example, or sadness or depression, but just looking at the mountain for what it is, the way it is, which is totally unplagued by any sort of sadness, any sort of mental issue that I seem to have. And then I could feel that potential. I could feel what it feels like to just look over the mountains without any like lenses on. I felt extremely free, and it was like I was standing at the lake again, where I had no thoughts in my mind. Nothing was disturbing me, nothing was worrying me. There was nothing to worry about. There was no use of worrying or thinking about anything. Everything was unfolding in its own time. There was no need to have so many thoughts. There was no need to feel overwhelmed. I always had the strength to get through anything that I had to face in that moment. So there was no need to think about it before or after, no need to brood, no need to be perfect, but just be in the present moment, be the way I am. And nothing making you feel like you have to be better, you have to do something better, but it's all absolutely fine the way it is. I could see the mountain almost completely for what it is without any lenses of like sadness or depression or like distance or whatever. So that was so lovely. And the Thrive program, like everything that I'm learning there at the moment, is basically everything I taught myself after the depression. Like I'm so sure in a video I talked about how we basically have like glasses on, and through these glasses we see, for example, the mountain not in the way it is because we have glasses on, but for example, we have glasses of sadness on. So if we're thinking like, oh, I'm so sad, or like something's bothering me, we have like sad glasses on. So we view everything as sad and as like horrible and as so painful and so distant from me or whatever. And I'm so sure I talked about that. And this is what I'm learning in the Thrive program at the moment, and it's literally exactly what I taught myself after my depression. And these things I didn't learn from books, I didn't hear in videos. Those like ideas came into my mind by themselves. I realized these things completely by myself through my own intuition, through observing my thoughts and emotions, through looking at my depression and not taking it apart, but just observing what actually happened, what thoughts went through my mind, when I felt what way, and what happened to me, and the actions I took. Just observing it without any sort of like judgment. And I learned so much from my own mind, how the mind works, how emotions work, how we view the world, like so incredibly much. And I've read 3 chapters of the Thrive program already, and that's everything I literally taught myself. Anyway, it's so fascinating. But yeah, those were 2 moments that were very nice for me. And when I was standing up on the terrace and looking over the view, when I felt like my mind getting clear and the glasses being taken off of me, and I just saw the mountain for what it was, like a bright smile just immediately and automatically appeared on my face. Like I could just observe how my lips like turned upwards. And this is what happened every single day when I stood at the lake. And I was so free of my own mind. It wasn't controlling me. It wasn't torturing me. It wasn't hurting me or causing me pain or pulling me down or like being more powerful than me. So I always looked at the lake without glasses on, with a clear mind, and could see the beauty for the beauty that it was. And immediately a smile was on my face, because there was that deep connection that can only appear and can only happen when your mind isn't disturbing the present moment, when you don't have glasses on, but your eyes really and truly see what is in front of you. There's no judgment. Yeah, so I'm gonna leave this video for like part 1. It's not over at all yet, but it's gonna be too long otherwise. So this is part 1. Let's go to part 2, to the more dramatic stuff.